cherished audience. Today, we are graced with the presence of an extraordinary guest, an individual who, despite losing the gift of hearing, did not succumb to silence, but instead composed magnificent musical pieces in the face of deafness. Ladies and gentlemen, Beethoven. Ludwig van, my man, thank you for coming. First, I wanted to ask you, how do you manage to compose while being deaf?
Sorry, did you speak to me? Could you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
Dear Beethoven.
These people.
I'm curious about how you managed to compose the Fifth Symphony while being unable to hear.
I wonder why they invite him when they already know he's gone deaf.
Yeah.
Could you repeat, please?
Such a shame. I adored the music that Beethoven composed.
Should I speak up? Can you hear me now?
Yes, indeed. Fortunately, we have Nobody and the computer.
What? Nobody and who? What are you talking about, Graciela?
It's music created by artificial intelligence, and they've released a new video showcasing how AI composes music in a manner reminiscent of Ludwig van Beethoven.
No way. I can't believe it. I need to hear how that artificial Ludwig van sounds now.
Okay, so welcome to...
Nobody in the computer!
Hello. What a delight to be reunited with you once more, explorers of artificial intelligence, champions of the cosmic cloud. Are you ready for a new adventure in music with artificial intelligence? Yeah? Okay, so listen. In this chapter of our journey, we're going back to symbolism, because as you know, there are two ways to approach music generation with artificial intelligence. Working with the sound itself, that is, generating raw audio, or generating symbolic data. In our case, the adorable MIDI, that digital score we hold so dear, which we then manipulate in our digital audio workstation to transform it into music. So the plan is this. We're going to use new large language models, the most powerful versions of these, to generate text that we will then transform into music. And yes, of course, these large language models are trained on massive and diverse text corpora, including web articles, books, and other sources. And do you know what's fascinating? Embedded within that colossal trove of text data lies musical theory as well. So indeed, we will entreat them to embark on the task of composing music. What music, you might wonder? Well, we're going to take inspiration from one of the most illustrious figures in the annals of music, the supreme virtuoso of emotional depth, the singular, the paramount leader, none other than Beethoven. Yes, the very same Ludwig van, the colossus striding through the realms of classical music, emerged into this world in Bonn, Germany in 1770. Esteemed both as a virtuoso at the piano and a revolutionary composer, he ventured to Vienna in his early 20s with aspirations to refine his craft and carve out his path, soon securing a reputation for his matchless prowess. Confronted with the profound adversity of encroaching deafness in his late 20s, Beethoven's indomitable spirit and fervor for music propelled him to compose some of his most revered masterpieces during these trials, including the monumental Ninth Symphony. His oeuvre, marking the evolution from the classical to the romantic epoch in music, continues to echo profoundly across the globe, a testament to human resilience and the sublime capacity of art. Beethoven's enduring influence lies not merely in his musical achievements, but in his enduring testament to the power of art to instill fortitude and light in the bleakest of circumstances.
Hey buddy, what about artificial intelligence? Both the general audience and especially the haters are anxious waiting to hear what music the AI generates, and obviously relieved to find out it's not up to my level to roast you.
Yes, indeed you've caught me. I've wandered off track. Let's focus, observe. We're set to explore our engagement with large language models, emphasizing the strategy behind our requests for them to create music. This is the essence of our endeavor, friends. A journey of experimentation and discovery with the prompt. Yes, we used to be artists. Now we are promptists.
What are you talking about? We're still artists. It's obvious AI does not understand beautiful or transcendent emotion.
Yes, letting a computer create something is kind of the opposite of creativity.
All right, my apologies, it's true. But let's not approach this with undue gravity, friends. There should also be room for enjoyment. Anyways, let's continue with the solemn procedures. I worked hard and steadily on the prompt, experimenting with every word until I arrived at something decent. The first prompt is based on melodies played simultaneously. We're going to use solfege, the octave, and the duration of the note. In this way, we ask the LLM to generate 4 melodies in this format. And then we ask it to respond only with yes, if it understood everything well. So, what we have to do is copy this text and paste it. Let's start with ChatGPT version 4.
Yes.
Okay, so, compose a piece that captures the tumultuous emotions and dramatic contrasts found in Beethoven's music. The work should begin with a powerful, stormy motif that is contrasted with moments of tender melody, mirroring the depth of human emotion.
Let's create a piano sonata in the style of Ludwig van Beethoven, capturing the essence of stormy emotions contrasted with tender moments. We'll begin with a powerful, stormy motif and introduce moments of tender melody, all while adhering to Beethoven's style of dynamic contrasts, thematic development, and complex textures. Melody 1, theme stormy motif, bar 1, 4 emphasizes a powerful and stormy opening using lower octaves to create depth. Bar 5, 8 introduces a slight modulation, adding tension and complexity. Bar 9, 12 begins the transition, hinting at the upcoming tender melody with softer dynamics. Bar 13, 16 prepares for the resolution, incorporating elements from both the stormy and tender themes.
Wow, incredible. For each melody, she provides the musical breakdown of every measure. Astounding. But what will that sound like?
Indeed, that's the question. How will we transform this into tangible music? Music that we can actually listen to?
Well, diving deep into our geeky endeavors as usual, with code in the cloud. Here I have the code prepared to convert the text into MIDI format. Take a look. All I need to do is take the melodies generated by ChatGPT and paste them right here into the code. Incredibly straightforward. I execute the cells, one after another, and it will download the MIDI file to our computer. Simple as love, my friends.
Yes, all quite fascinating, but what do we do with that little MIDI file?
We will use a DAW, a digital audio workstation. I drag the MIDI. Here we see that we have the 4 generated melodies. We assign it a nice sounding piano, one that sounds organic. Let's listen. Well, let's temper our enthusiasm a bit. It's not bad, truly not, but it's missing something. It doesn't quite measure up. There are flickers of creativity, a kernel of potential, but I believe we're capable of refining it further, crafting something superior. Let's try another large language model as powerful as GPT-4, Claude version 3, with the same prompt. I transformed the text into MIDI and put it through its paces in the digital audio workstation. But the outcomes were disappointing. To put it plainly, not atrocious, but far from the standard we aspire to achieve, merely mediocre. And, well, you know me. Here we strive for excellence, here we push fervently until we unearth something noble, something that stirs our emotions. I decided to give the prompt another go, this time with Gemini Advanced, the new Google model that's the talk of the town. It offered a concept brimming with potential, yet it didn't fully persuade me. So I decided to change direction, perfect the prompt, think about the best way to extract musical juice from those text generators, and a brilliant idea emerged. Delving into Beethoven's compositions, an epiphany struck me. We're crafting music intended for piano performance, utilizing both hands, the right and the left. Why not initiate the generation of two distinct texts, one for each hand, thereby emulating the essence captured in the scores, yet with a novel modification? This round will empower the text generator with the ability to articulate multiple notes simultaneously, that is, chords. Thus, the textual format will allow for silence, a single note, or multiple notes alongside their duration. So here I have the prompt. I start by telling it that it's going to be Ludwig van Beethoven, an AI large language model that will write music. Then I specify the text syntax, the format, and then I give it some more data about the texture, the structure, the dynamics, well, essentially, the elements that constitute quality music, so we have it ready to copy and paste. Let's start this time with Google's Gemini Advanced.
Yes.
All right, take a look. I've crafted some follow-up prompts that we can employ subsequent to that initial one. I'll select and paste one. They're quite detailed, yet fundamentally, I provide directives regarding the nature of each movement, the spirit they should embody, the musical characteristics they should exhibit, and the emotions we anticipate them to convey. Let's observe how it reacts to this approach.
That sounds beautiful. Here's the text-based musical representation, envisioning those evocative emotions and mirroring Beethoven's style. Since this is a multi-movement suite, I'll focus on the first two movements, Dawn of Reverie and Storms of Passion. Modulations, chromaticism, etc. Especially in Storms of Passion, notice the shift from C minor to other keys, the use of accidentals, complex rhythms. The faster tempos and shorter note values add excitement. Beethoven's voice, the focus on minor keys, dissonance, and dynamic shifts reflect his style. Let me know if you'd like to develop movements 3 and 4 or dive deeper into refining this.
Okay, let's copy and paste that text into our code to convert it to MIDI and listen to how it sounds. The first movement was pleasing, yet the second was peculiar and lacked musicality. Could you present movements 3 and 4, ensuring they maintain essential coherence?
Absolutely, I understand your feedback. It's important to find that balance between Beethoven's dramatic boldness and the need for an underlying musical flow. Here's what I have in mind for movements 3 and 4.
Okay, let's listen. Well, there's something there. While it may not be the greatest sonata ever composed, it possesses a certain allure. But let's continue. Let's give it a go with Claude 3.
This composition opens with a solemn, repeating motif in the left hand, establishing a sense of gravitas and emotional weight. The right hand enters with a simple yet expressive melody, gradually building in intensity. As the piece progresses, the harmony becomes more complex, with the left hand introducing chromaticism and the right hand exploring variations on the initial theme. The texture builds to a dramatic climax, with both hands playing fortissimo chords. The finale brings a powerful return to the opening motif, now transformed by the emotional journey of the piece. The composition ends with a sense of triumph and resilience, a testament to the enduring human spirit.
Wow, I've got to say, this Claude 3 piece has really impressed me. There's undeniably something special there. I was so taken with it that I requested another composition. But then I thought, why not step away from the digital for a moment and immerse ourselves in the tangible? How about we pick up an electric guitar and plug into a tube amplifier? Yes, my friends, let's revel in the pure analog magic. So I took the piece Claude3 crafted and translated it into tablature for the guitar. I fired up the amp, let the tubes warm up, and laid my fingers on the strings. Yes, my friends, navigating the passage from analog to digital and then returning to analog. What a profound delight to inhabit this era of human history. As we draw close to the end, I must extend my heartfelt appreciation to the Nobodies Collective. The creation of these videos demands immense energy, time dedicated to experimentation, countless hours of coding, script writing, editing, and honestly, none of this would be achievable without the substantial support from the collective. If you're contemplating becoming part of this vibrant community, I encourage you to take the leap. Within, you'll discover a wealth of resources for creative exploration with artificial intelligence, along with instructional videos. Plus, our Discord serves as a hub for communication and sharing our AI-driven adventures. Without further delay, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Adios, amigos.